name is Shreya Khadka, student ID 774662827, the British College, from the British College. This is my ASC assignment demo. I'll show the required form, my code, images, documentation, and tests. So this is my email, surname, first name, student ID. The course is Advanced Software Engineering. Um, this is my group. I'll fill in. Yes. Um, I'll fill in this form honestly and realize that if my tutor says that I haven't, I will lose marks. I understand that I must upload my full code to the upload link on my Wicket by the deadline. Yes, I'm recording a YouTube demo showing this form on the screen and showing and explaining me my code with each question. I'll submit this form. Yes, I understand that if my YouTube demo video is over 15 minutes long, I'll have to verify my yes. Put chapter markers. Yes, I understand that if I do not do what is asked, I will lose marks. That is, if I do not provide the required screenshots, then my tutor will not ask me afterwards to include them. Instead, I'll not be given a yes. Read the assignment. Yes, I've checked that I have the latest version of. Yes, I do have the latest version of Boose.dll version control. This is my GitHub username, and this is the link to my GitHub repo. What is the link to you? I will put my YouTube link here after shooting this video before submitting the form. So paste link to your documentation site. Okay, so here is the link for my documentation site, and this is my documentation. Total, yes, I have 40 comments, at least 20. Yes, update readme with full details. Yes, I have updated my readme with full details. Let me show you. Um, my connection is a bit slow, so it's taking some time. Let me check if my video is recording. Yes, it is record. So I have filled all the details in my readme as well. Moving on to the next part, use of interfaces. Boose interfaces to be used for all classes where appropriate. Show in your code and explain how you have used them. Okay, fine. Mm, It is in commands. Here in this file, the command manager uses the undoable command interface to store and execute commands, allowing undo/redo functionality for any command type. Also in variable manager. Oh wait. Also in this file, variable manager implements the iVariable manager interface, making it easy to swap or mock for testing and keeping variable logic separate. Moving on to this one, declared my own interfaces and used where appropriate. Show it in your code. Um, for this question, mm, it is here in this file. I declared the iCommand interface here to define a contract for all command classes, specifying methods like execute and undo. And in drawing commands.cs, this file, okay, this file implements the iCommand interface in concrete classes such as circle command and rectangle command, providing the actual drawing logic. Now moving on to the unit tests. For the unit test, you should have a clearly named unit test for each of your classes. Unit test for all my classes. Okay, yes, each main class has a corresponding unit test. Example, variable manager has in my tests folder. Oh, sorry. So variable tests. This keeps tests organized and ensures every class is covered. Now moving on. Unit tests are all in separate test classes which correspond to each of my classes. That is, tests are not all in one class. Show in your code. Okay. Um, Test classes are named after the classes they test. So tests are not all in one file. For example, command manager tests, um, tests command manager, and drawing command tests drawing commands. Now moving on to the next unit test documented with XML comments clearly showing its purpose. Each test method includes XML comments describing its purpose, making it clear what is being tested and why. Unit tests run and why. Show them. Okay. All unit tests ran successfully in the test framework, showing green ticks for each test. Wait, let me show you. Um, Let me build this. Wait. Uh, my project solutions. Let me open test solution. Okay, here let me build the solution first. Okay, the build has been completed successfully. Now let me run all the tests. Here are our all 131 tests, passing with all the green ticks. Okay, fine. Moving on. Let me go back. Okay. So now design patterns. Your project should be factory design pattern used for command generation. Show it in your code and explain how it works. The command factory class uses the factory pattern to create command objects based on input, allowing easy extension and decoupling command creation from uses. Let me show you. I'm back. So this, here is the command factory file. So yes, singleton design pattern used for classes which only have one object. Show it in your code. Classes like variable, classes like variable manager and method manager um, use the singleton pattern to ensure only one instance exists, accessed via a static instance property. Now moving on to the next additional design pattern. Show any other design patterns and explain what they are, right? And the command pattern is used in command manager and command classes, encapsulating actions as objects to support undo/redo functionality. Okay, so now moving on. Here is my additional design pattern named. Now moving on to our replaced int class with your own code, and it works, producing the same output as the example image. Certain. If I start running the program, the video will be too long, so I'll just show you the images of my program. Um, Unrestricted inst.boose. It is in the variable folder. Okay, it is right here. Wait, you can't see the image, right? Image properly, so I'll instead show it from my GitHub repo. Mm, my connection is a bit slow, so it will take some time. So here is the program. Now moving on to yes, and here is the link to that image. Now moving on to the replaced real class. Here is the image for that. You can't see it properly here, so I'm going to show you from my GitHub directly, but it's taking a bit long to load. Here is the image. Now moving on to our unrestricted arrays.png. I already did this. Also, I already did this. Now moving with, let me show you this GitHub link. Here it is. Now moving on to the if, while, and for programs. Um, for yes, I have done this. Let me show you. Um, wait, one on this. Here is the image. You can't see it clearly, so I'll show it from here. Yeah, this one. Here is the image. Now for the while, let me directly show it from here. You can't see it completely, so let me show it from here. So this is the program. Moving on to the force. Moving on to the first, yes, I have done this as well. Let me show you the. Okay, let me show you from here. Mm, this is the one. It's taking a bit long time to load. This is the program. Now moving on to the um. Yeah, here is the link. Test method class. Sorry. Um. Here is the link. And here is the restricted method and unrestricted method. Let me show it clearly from my link, GitHub link. Mm, Here it is. This one. And have you done anything that is additional and substantial? This is not just more of the same, but something challenging, such as a wave version or a different type of output, such as text-based graphics, or added other boost commands that do something programmy. Replace. Yes, I have done this. The um, wait, let me show you from here. Build command, line command. Um, Let me just show it from the GitHub repo, as my screen is not that long. Here are the images of my extra commands. This one and this one. Yeah. So I implemented a new parser from scratch using interfaces and dependency injection, making it easy to extend with new commands. I also added a new Boose command for file output, which lets users write results to a file. Here's the code for my parser and the new command, and here's the output it produces. Um, Now moving on. If you haven't, yeah, here is the link to my generative AI logs library. Any other than standard libraries, I have not used any other libraries. None other non-standard facilities used. Any other comments? Okay, thank you for the module and support.